You're about to meet a most extraordinary leader and awakener of other leaders. His name is Brother Philip Christopher. He's the headmaster of a school named St. Joseph's in Kolkata, India. St. Joseph's is a fee-paying school. There are 1,100 pupils, and right next door in an adjoining building, there's another program that he also runs called St. George's, which educates upwards of 600 children from the street completely for free. What's remarkable about Brother Philip is the audacity of his vision, his willingness to take risks, his complete commitment to the value of service. That's what inspires him. And the success, the outrageous success against all odds of lifting children out of one paradigm and into another.
The school is now multicultural, mostly Hindu, but the type of kid we're taking in are all street kids. And how do we decide we take in the poorest of the poor? So how do we decide that? Let's say 200 of them apply for admission. We visit every home. Those that really have nothing at home, that are living under stairs, or just a plastic sheet over themselves, then they're the ones we concentrate on.
And what do you hope for them?
What are we hoping for? We're hoping that these kids can speak English. That's first and foremost. If they speak English, they will get a job as waiters. Our dream is to give them skills, and we do a variety. For example, the girls do hairdressing, which they love. They do tailoring. Most Muslim girls are good at the tailoring. Yeah, they learn that at home. Then for the boys, we have wiring. We have computers. We actually have computers for all the kids. The girls enjoy it. We have computer hardware for those of them that are interested. What are their parents earning? Their parents are earning about the same. About $2 to $3 a day, and it's hand-to-mouth living, because you might have 5 children in a family, mom and dad, and possibly grandparents. Now they've got to feed all of them on that $3 a day. They're the ones that we focus on. Now, where do we get our finance from? We get it from the school St. Joseph's, which helps. Well, we get a quarter of it from there. St. Joseph's is a fee-paying school, so we'll get a quarter of our finance from there. We'll get a little bit from renting out our premises to a medical group that use it on Saturdays and Sundays. And the rest comes in through donations. We have to work within our means, and if we don't have the money, then every child, by the way, gets some sort of a breakfast and lunch every day for 5 days of the week.
So for these kids who you're educating, how do you get them to transform? How do you get them to start from where they are and grow their worldview about what's possible?
I'd say it's only when they see us in operation. Talking, you can do all the talking in the world, it doesn't make much sense. When they see other kids coming back who have slogged their butts off and say, look, you need an education, or you need to work hard at any skill before you excel yourself. Now they have a chance. And these kids might just take it in. Now out of every 10, you might get 1 or 2 that are serious. They do well. I had 4 girls last year that I said, I'll sponsor you, I'll pay for all your training, and they did a nurse's program for 6 months, and they've all got jobs. For example, one of our kids is at present in Buckingham Palace. Yeah, he got to London, he did a catering training there, and then he applied. Buckingham Palace was advertising, he applied and he was taken in. So he's addressing now, but it's lovely to see that.
I wonder if you could tell two stories that I've already heard you tell. One of them is about how you're providing the night shelter and some of the resistance you experienced from the leadership around bringing the people into sleep.
Yeah. See, when you're bringing people into a night shelter, there's always a risk that they're going to mess up the place, that they'll maybe take over the place. So naturally, the brothers that own the property are worried, hey, is it possible that they'll refuse to leave and we could lose it? My whole point is, I believe that if we love people, they will always love us back. If we have faith in them, they will never betray us. And that, by the way, that's so obvious around the place. 24 families were homeless, and they came to me, they said, can we stay? And I said, yeah, you're welcome. So they stay in school at night, and early morning they leave. And I said, one condition, you got to clean up the place before you leave. So they sweep up the place, they clean up all the muck around, and they leave it spotless. We've never had an inch of trouble. There's never any stealing, it's their home. So they know that. If they break something, they say, look, we've broken it, we'll repair it. I said, yeah, fine.
Wonderful.
And that's the way it works now. There's amazing trust. The whole property, I can leave it open. I never lock my own room. Never lock my own room. And things never disappear.
Many of the teachers who I'm hoping to share this video with are teaching students who are the haves, not the have-nots. And they're interested in somehow getting these haves, these students, to have a bigger worldview, more compassion, more service, more citizenship.
A number of us, our Christian brother schools around the world, especially in Australia and Ireland, are coming out every year. And they bring out about 14 students and 3 or 4 teachers. And they do a lot of preparation for it. The children have to collect their own funding, both for their travel and for their stay here. And then they leave behind a bit of a donation wherever they're working. If they come to St. Joseph's, I welcome them, but it cannot be for a holiday. If they're coming for a holiday, I don't take them in, I don't accept them. So they work all day. Some days they might go and work with Mother Teresa and her people, and in the evenings then they come back and they pray about, they share their stories. And it has the most amazing effect. Initially they're horrified with the dirt, with the smells in Calcutta, and by the second and third day that doesn't bother them at all. What really bothers them is they feel so inadequate in the presence of the have-nots, who are full of life, who are smiling the whole time, so happy, who take them willingly to their homes, and they're walking to their homes, and then they stop in the middle of the street and hang up their bag on the road, on a wall, and they say, here's where we live. And these kids are absolutely taken aback. By the end of their trip, they realize that they are so fortunate and they don't need all the gadgets and the clothes and the shoes, the fancy shoes and the Nikes and the Adidas. They don't need it. It's opened their worldview. Otherwise they're stuck in a box all their lives. And that's the whole point. They're not here to impart knowledge, they're here to receive. And look beyond the shabbiness. And all of a sudden their eyes open.
If you had a word or a message for teachers who may not be in India, and they may not be bringing their kids to India, but they have a deep desire to help wake their students up, what message might you tell them?
Open your hearts to the unexpected. To me, we're the ones that have caused the inequality in our world. We're responsible for that. So go to those who are deprived, and horrified as you may be meeting them, etc., just say, Lord, I'm helpless, I haven't a clue what to do, you take over. And by the way, he did it to me, he'll do it to you.
Thanks so much, Philip.